I wrote a Chrome extension in Imba, and it's been quite a productivity booster for me. So I'd like to share it and explain how it works. So at the beginning of this video, I'll explain the features kind of quickly, and then at the end, I'll get into the rationale, why I made it, and also patterns I notice after making this a part of my workflow. So once you install this extension, it becomes your new tab page. So if I open a new tab, you can see it just goes straight to this page, and this page displays your bookmarks, specifically in your bookmarks bar folder. So right now, if I search for DuckDuckGo here, you can see nothing shows up. So I'll go ahead and bookmark this page now, and I'll name it Duck, and then save that bookmark. And if I refresh, type duck, you can see it shows up now, and if I press enter, it brings me to that link. So that's kind of one of the main workflows of this app, is to just be able to search that menu of your bookmarks really quickly, and then just press enter to go to the most closest matching node. And you can also move the selection with up and down. So yeah. Okay, but you can also assign aliases. So if I click to bookmark this page, I'll actually give this the alias K, for example. This is just for example. So if you end the name of the bookmark with a space, open parentheses, then any alias name, and then close parentheses, it will give it that alias. So I'll go ahead and just close some tabs here. And if I open a new tab and I press K, you can see the DuckDuckGo one shows up immediately. Actually, let's use a letter that isn't in the word duck. So let's use J. So if I open a new tab and type J, you can see even though the letter J isn't in the word duck, it shows up. You can also still search for duck, but so those are link aliases. I'll get into why those exist in a bit. Also, you may notice that if I type something, it kind of shows, and there's no matching bookmark, it shows like this Google symbol. That's because if I press enter now, it'll do a Google search with my query. So you don't really need the address bar anymore. But if you do want to do if you're typing a long query and you want auto completion or the suggestions that Google gives you, you could just press Command L to go to the address bar. But if you really insist on not having it focus this input here when you create a new tab, you can go into settings and turn focus on open to false. And then if I open a new tab now, you can see that it focuses the address bar. So if you kind of just want to use this as a visual menu, or pin specific links or whatever, you can use it for that purpose as well. But I think it's much more powerful as sort of a command palette, which I will kind of get into after I'm done explaining the features. So those are some of the features, but the actual Google searching capability, that's part of a broader feature set that's called Bangs, and I believe it was DuckDuckGo who popularized this. I didn't use DuckDuckGo, but anyways, if you type exclamation point on DuckDuckGo's website, you can see this menu pops up, and if I type W and then type in some query like LOL and press enter, you can see it goes straight to Wikipedia, and it basically just at Wikipedia at my query, okay? You can do this in Fuzzy Home as well. So if I type npm and press enter, you can see it doesn't bring me to this link now. It actually enters a new menu where I can type a query. So if I type color, you can see that it brings me to npm and it actually searches for the query color. So this avoids kind of going through the multiple steps of going to a website, potentially having to click on wait for it to load, potentially having to click on the search bar, typing in a query, then pressing enter, waiting for it to load again. It's just, it's just like cutting out steps of the process. But anyways, to make a link that is searchable like that, you just have to prefix it with an exclamation point. So I'm going to name this one just color, for example, and then and so this will be searchable. It doesn't really make sense that this would be searchable, but anyways, I'll just for the sake of example, if you can see that color is highlighted red to indicate that it's a Bang link, and basically it will just append whatever query I type to the end of this link. So if I type enter, you can see that this link that we bookmarked, it just appended my query to it, okay? So obviously you're gonna wanna bookmark something like this instead, and not this whole query, but hopefully you get the point. So that's another of the features. Also in settings, I told you about the focus on open. You can change the default search engine. So if you don't want to use Google, you can use something else. You can have both light and dark theme, and there's also a time theme. So if you set theme to time, you can choose the start hour and the end hour. So at 4 p.m., this will become dark theme. Okay? And yeah, and there's also math. So I can do like 15 plus 20, and then you can see the math result here. So if you're wondering what the 0 is, that just means there's no math result. And yeah, so also if you cut when there's no math result, it will cut the math result. So maybe most people don't need this, but I noticed when I did math, like using Google to do math, I would often like want to do some math, and then I'd want to perform a calculation on the result of that. So I might put it in parentheses and then do like times 2 or whatever. But that's pretty cumbersome, so I just made it so you can cut and paste really quickly like that. So yeah, and then it also has E and pi and stuff. Not that that is something most people need, but anyways, those are the main features. And now I will explain the rationale of why this is a productivity booster for me. So you may have noticed when I type GF, you know, it brings me, how should I explain this? Google, when you make a new tab, Google Chrome already suggests you GitHub if you type G, right? So why would I need this? The thing is, there's many pages on a given website that you might want to go to. Like you can see if I type G here, it shows many different bookmarks I have for GitHub, right? And so I want to be able to create a mapping where if I want GF to always bring me to GitHub Fuzzy Home, right? So if I type GF and press enter, it will always go there. You know, I'm not aware of any capability of Chrome where if you open a new tab and you type in like a key sequence that it will bring you to a specific website. So, and that's really a big deal, I think, is because also like to go to IMBA's undocumented page, I don't type IMBA, I don't type I in the address bar, then press enter, then go look for the undocumented section or whatever. I just type un and go straight to it, okay? And you know, there are several reasons why this becomes like quite good, is because, you know, like on this website HubSpot you see, this is a really, like all these marketing this is an I've recorded this too many times and I'm getting very hungry, but I want to be done with this, so excuse the fumbling my words, but this is a marketing automation tool and it's very slow to load. So, and it also has like a very convoluted menu. So like there's a tab bar at the top and you have to go and hover and then like move your mouse down and click on a sub menu, and you know, once you're there, you have to go through more menus, and like eventually you get to the page you're looking for. And after like 4 hours of work, you're already in a daze and you hate marketing, so you're wondering if you're even alive at this point, you know? And so it becomes, so what I ended up doing was I made bookmarks for all these different pages where I don't have to click on anything. I know where I'm going in my head. So if I want to go to HubSpot reports, I type HR, enter, boom, I'm there. It's much faster. And you'll notice that if you create bookmarks for a lot of things that you frequently visit, that even if you're already on the website that you're going to go to, like if I'm already on GitHub, you might think that it makes sense, like, okay, well, if I want to go to another repository, I'll just go to my user, look at my big profile photo, and then click the other repository. But actually, no, that takes way longer than just closing the tab and just typing GJ and going straight to that place, you know? Or if I want to go and look at commits specifically for GitHub Fuzzy Home, I can type GitHub Fuzzy Home commits because I have that bookmarked. You know, if we look at the bookmark, you can see that this is the name for it. Okay, so it's just much faster to get around this way, even if you're already on that website. And this is kind of the last theory part, which is I notice that I'm using way less tabs because of this. I think a lot of people have a lot of tabs open because they're irritating to get to. Like even just that simple navigation I did. It seems simple, but there's a lot of processes going on in the mind and that are like quite cumbersome in my opinion, where over the course of a day it kind of adds up, where like I'm scrolling up and then like I'm looking for a link and then I have to have precision with my mouse, click it, wait, then I'm like visually like looking which of these 6 is the one I want to go to. So you're looking, and that feeling of looking, I find it to be like there's this subtle frustration with that builds up over time, you know? And so you're looking and you're like, it feels aimless almost, and then, you know, let's say I want to go to this one and then I have to have precision with my mouse again and click, and especially if it's like a hover menu where you have to hover and then go down with your mouse, that also feels like, and you have to wait for 2 loading screens or even more. And so the point I'm making is that it's quite cumbersome to get to pages. And so I think that's why people have so many tabs open, is because they don't want to close them because it takes so long to get to them. But this page, I can close it because even if I leave it open, even if I leave open this page, this is the game changer right here. What's faster? Me being on another tab and being like, okay, I want to get back to that other tab, that the GitHub Psychonauts tab. How do I get there? Okay, well, I look through the tabs and I'm like, okay, these are GitHub, which one's the right one? You know, or maybe I click and I'm like, okay, it's not that one. Okay, it's this one. What's faster, that or going boom? I think it's obvious which one's faster, okay? So now I just close almost every tab. My only tabs open now are research. If I'm done looking at a tab, I close it because I can get back to it immediately. Like once I'm done looking at the commits or whatever, I just close it because it's so easy to just do that. It's faster to do that than to click on the new tab bar and like look for the right tab. So hopefully you get the point, okay? I also didn't mention that like you can just name things whatever you want to versus, you know, if you want to go to a website using the address bar, you have to type specifically, like if I want to go to GitHub, I have to type G, but I can name this whatever I want. So I don't remember the name of these freaking companies of that are billing in my area that I have to pay bills for. So I just type Bill, you know, I named him Bill, but if I go to the address bar and type B, I don't even know what's going to come up, you know? So yeah. So I have way less tabs open. If you make that a part of your workflow, you'll notice that it's just like I feel so much more organized and quick doing this and just closing things all the time because it's very fast to get to them. So I think that's everything. Hopefully this recording is the final one, but yeah, I hope you try it out and yeah, let me know what you think. So thank you for watching if you did watch to this point, and yeah, have a great day.